Hey, this is Michael DeSilvis. How you doing tonight? Or I should say early in the morning, top it off to you. I want to tell you the newest white leak paper that was leaked from the government. The Pentagon is training all their troops, soldiers, Navy officers, all branches of service, telling all new recruits that the Bible, the Constitution, or any free man, having anything to do or talking about guns is racial and sexist, and that if anyone is like that, that they ought to discourage themselves from being that way immediately. Otherwise, they could have things done to them, or I don't know what that means, but they could have things done to them because they're not actually representing the status quo, as they say, which I think is really absurd to say the least. But that's how lunacy or Looney Tune that things are getting in the military, and hopefully true military people will be able to disseminate from what they're saying, just like the cops on down are being told this too, that the Bible is racist and sexist, and it's not tolerated. And gun people that have guns are racist and sexist. I mean, this is the new, garbage, the newest garbage that they're trying to tell people in their think tanks and in their briefings. And this is how they're trying to brainwash the new soldiers that are being recruited. So we need to pray about that. It's just really absurdity. Also, a guy was stopped by one of those NRAD trucks. It's like those tankers. It looks like a tank. It's like this huge truck on wheels, and it was stopped. And a lot of policemen have these NRAD trucks. Well, it stopped a person because they gave them a middle finger. I wouldn't give a cop a middle finger. It's not against the law, but it's just not really wise because, it's just like if you use the N word and you say that to someone that's black, they're going to be offended by it if you're a white person. But now, if you were a black person and you use the N word, they wouldn't be offended at all. And, it's just what it really has to do with the standards when you break it down. That's what I had a friend of mine tell me that's an African American. He said, that it's just standard. Black people do that to each other as a way of saying hi, how you doing. It's sort of like when you all shake hands. But if a white person did the same thing with black people, if they didn't know you, they would beat you up or at least want to do something to you because that's a racial word. But if they knew you all and you didn't matter what color you were, if they knew you, they probably wouldn't beat you up. But if you went to some strange people and said, "Hey, what's up?" The way they do it, and they use the N word, it would be a racial overtone because you're white, and it's just a stereotype. That's just the way just their standard. That's how some of them view it. So, but there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Also, I want to say some positive spiritual news here for March. It's called April Showers. That MACU, that's Mid Atlantic Christian University, is raising $500 for the graduating class. So you can give 150, 250, 30, 25, or whatever you feel moved by the Holy Spirit to give. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think two people so far, when I looked, donated, so they have raised $50 on reach.com. Just look for it on Facebook. It'll be there. The goal was to raise $500 for that graduating class, like I just stated. And they're going to be doing this from now through the 10th of May. So if you can get the donations in, or if they can get more than $500, that would be good too, to help them out, because that way they can do more for the graduating class. And anyway, just go there and give, because it's a good school. And if you've gone there and you were a student from past classes and past years, give some money to that class, to that graduating class, because they're a Christian school. They're for profit. They're small, and they do need donations for things like graduation. And they usually have something like this every year to help raise money for the senior class, so they can have a nice, so they can have a nice celebration with the students, and so they can do something nice for all that class graduate. So be in prayer for MACU. Be in prayer for Liberty University too, and be in prayer for Johnson University in Tennessee. I went to all those schools. And, help whenever you can financially. Help us out. Give. I know some of you all have not been given. We have a Logos Bible of $287 a month for the next 27 months. I've been paying on it for a year. So I'm just asking if maybe you all could help us out. Go to logos.com. That's logos.com. Dial the number, the 1-800 number in the upper right-hand corner has it written there. And you can just kind of click on it with your cell phone, or you can just dial it on your rodeo phone by looking at it on your desktop or laptop or tablet or whatever, or mobile device. And call, ask to speak with the accounts department, and give them my name, Michael, Mikel. That's if you want to feel moved to donate. Since we are listener supported and we are a ministry, you can just say you would like to donate to Michael, Mikel, DESILV, like victory, IS, and then you want to give them my email address, which is a Gmail account. It's all lowercase. That's Michael, Mikel, B as in boy, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, 71@gmail.com. And just tell them you like to add a credit to my account, or you like to buy some books off of my wish list, or you would like to pay something towards the payments that I'm paying. We're a small church, and I bought this as an investment for my church and for the people that are teachers in there, and they use it too for collaborating lessons and building lessons from. There's a lot of good information, and the library is always getting bigger thanks to some of you who have been buying some of the materials. We really do appreciate it so much. From the bottom of my heart, I really mean it. Thanks a lot for those who've been doing that, giving credit, and if you can donate money to help pay off this Logos thing, that would be good, because it'd be a big burden that's lifted off me. I've been doing it for a year, but I have 27 more months to go of payments, and it's $287 a month. So if you all could get together, maybe 6 of you could get together and give $50 a month for the next 27 months, and that would definitely pay off the rest of that Logos stuff. Even though I've already been paying on it for the last year, I still need help. So if you can help me with that, I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below. Down below this video is a little box. Just click it, and it'll be right down there to the left of me. Of course, I don't know how it's going to look when this plays back, but just click there, and you can subscribe for free and watch for free. But we have more news to go to, but if you feel moved, please donate. Send a donation to our address if you want to snail mail it at New Hunter Church of Christ. Then you want to put New Hunter Road, apartment 423, Mechanicsville, Virginia 23111. Help keep the lights on, help keep the ministry going, so we can continue to doing what we're doing, bringing out these wonderful sermons and messages that we give you each and every week, and messages of encouragement. And in the news segments, please help us, because we really do need it. The YouTube is free, but the resources are not free. To get the information is not free, and to collaborate takes a lot of work and time and effort. So please help us out, and I hope you do, and I greatly will appreciate it. Thanks a lot to those who are, and I hope more of you all do the same. If you really like what we're doing, you got 25 subscribers. If all of you all would donate some money to me, we can keep it free. Just donate voluntarily how you feel led. If you want to give a couple thousand, you want to give a couple hundred, or if you want to give just $5 or $10 a month, that would be great. Just send it to my address that I just gave you. If you want to talk to me more about that, or you can try some of our services and products that we offer here: IT, computer work, tax preparation, which is what's going on right now, and also we sell a lot of products that we can get it for a lot cheaper by going to wholesaler sites. I have a algorithm program that I use all kinds of sites to find the lowest deal. It's not always Amazon, but we do use them, but it's not always them. Sometimes it could be actually another site that sells the same product for a lower price through the app that I use, and it helps. And that's what I use. And you can get anything through me, and I bet you I can get a lot cheaper than what you can get at Amazon or Walmart. But and the stuff works, and it's brand new. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got a warranty and all the good stuff. Just call me up at 804-789-9373, and I'll definitely hook you up. Or you can get me at 804 399 8244. All right. There we go. I had a brain fart there for a minute. Anyway. Let's get back to the news. So, like we said, help out MACU, known as Mid-Atlantic Christian University, and try to see if we can meet their goal of $500 between now and May the 10th. So those who've gone to Liberty, please help. Liberty. I meant MACU, where they need help. And please help support My Journey FM from Liberty, which I also help with too. And help support me for the stuff we're doing too, like we just mentioned. And help support people like Alex Jones buying his products and buying my products. We sell wipes and things. We have all kinds of things we do. You just have to call me up, see what I can do for you. I can even get you a computer at a discount, cheaper than where you can buy it at Dell. And it has a warranty, and it'll be built to your specifications. Or we can just go to any of these sites and get a computer at a special discount where it's on sale, it's brand new, it's not used, it's not eBay. No, it's actually dealing with retailers, but it's just dealing with them directly instead of having to go to the store and have to give, and have to buy it, and then they make a commission and it's a markup because, like Walmart and all. So just as an example, that's how in Target they always mark their computers up. All right, so anyway, in the news, there's also roads. There's actually, like we feared, there are ISISes as we, stationed all throughout the U.S. We warned you about that, and we discovered about 3 miles outside of El Paso, Texas, they have a camp training ground facility right on the border of Mexico and Texas where they are training ISIS groups. Now, these people are the same group as Al-Qaeda, or ISIL. They're all the same. They just have different name vernaculars that they use, but they're all the same people, like we've told you. So there's nothing weird about that. Now they're just being bold about it. Obama also said back in the past on a video that he was proud to be a Muslim, and the news person had to say, "You mean being a Christian, your Christian faith, right?" He says, "Yeah, Christian faith," with that kind of look. Oh, I messed up, because he's really a Muslim. Found out to be that his father, in the book Audacity that he wrote, was really what that was about, what his father envisioned. And so what Obama's been doing to the T is carrying out word for word everything that's written in the book of Audacity of his father, who is Mr. Davis. And the same living room and the same picture where he used to sit and watch TV and play is also the same room where porn videos were made with his mother. And it's really disturbing in Kenya. And of course, Obama's tried to hide that and try to distract people away by manufacturing all these other things that keep you diverted from the kind of person who he is. A lot of people didn't get it, but he really is a son of a mafia officer, and his dad was a KBG official, I meant to say, a KBG officer, so he's the son of a CIA operative, and Obama has ties to the CIA too. And, all this stuff is coming out. It's coming out from Imperial Watch, and also New York Times has talked about that. Drudge, just to name a few publications where we pulled that from. And also, we're seeing that a third of the state in Texas, there's certain roads where citizens in Texas, and it may be doing this in other states too, where they're using it only for the drug cartels, which means if you go on those roads where they're marked only for drug cartel use, you will be arrested, because we have been taken over. We have been bought out. We are being attacked from within, from the criminal state and the corrupt government, how it's become. The bad people in the government that are bad, who have become corrupt. Not all of them, because there's still a lot of good people in there, but it's the higher-ups that are really evil and bad and psychopathic. And they're just doing what they're told. I can't believe that the globalists are that they're trying to destroy America. Remember we said that We said in the Bible it's not listed among all the nations when the world ends, but also it's showing in white papers that the elite from Boulderberg, where they met in uh, Boulderberg back then in the early part of this year, where they met in Copenhagen, I meant to say, they actually talked about doing stuff like this to America, to take away its power, to take away its richness, to bankrupt it. Why do you think all the borders are wide open and anything and anyone can come across? Why do you think ISIS is in all 50 states? Because the government put them there purposely. Why do you think all your devices, electronic, that are computer, have back doors in them by design, so that they can be hacked in real time and can be shut off or dismantled because of the software that's in there by purpose, by fiat, and that they put this in there to destroy your equipment if they want to attack it. Why do you think they have this in all your devices and phones? This ain't no tinfoil hat stuff. There's been hacks. I mean, they put firmware on hard drives, blank hard drives. It's written in the BIOS of the drives, in the firmware of the drives, what I meant to say. BIOS and firmware is the same thing, because even hard drives have BIOS too, not just computers or firmware. And it's actually written within there so they can actually spy on your drives, without you knowing, without using a lot of, resources on your computer. They can just go in there and just do it silently and see everything you're doing on that drive. On a lot of the new drives, they're like this now. And don't matter what brand you buy, they're all like this, because they're all made mostly by the same they all made in the same place where they make them now, and they just slap on Western Digital or or Toshiba, but they all use the same hardware and they all use the same chips. So they're pretty much made at the same place. It's just like the way they make cars and trucks. They usually put the same engine in the truck, but they make it more souped up for a truck. But it's also the same engine you can see that's put in a car too. So it's no different. They just slap on Toyota or they slap on Dodge, Ram, or whatever the cars, but they're all using pretty much the same engines. So they just change them around a little bit, make them look cosmetic like they're that brand, but deep down it's all the same parts, the same motor, and all. They just slap a brand on there, and they're doing that with everything. So that's not bad, but that's what they've been doing for years. But the thing is, we warned you about this, that the white papers, it has leaked that America is being destroyed by design. This could be stopped if we stand up to hold this back, and if we go after these evil tyrants. Obama's acting like a real full-fledged dictator. He's not acting like a president at all, to say the least, and the way he's talking and the way he's acting, his attitude. He actually says some offensive, insulting things towards Christians. He's allowing for Christians to get killed all over the world. He's not stopping any of the Christians in Israel. He's turned his back on Israel, the nation of Israel. He really has totally. You see actions recently. He's not done nothing about the missionary C.Y. Kim that still continues to get beaten and ravaged down where he's been locked up. He's been there for 3-4 years now, and been beaten up several times by the prison guards. Obama said at the convention that they were going to do what they could to get him out, and he still hasn't got out yet. Many Christians continue to be persecuted. Women that are Christian are raped all over the world, and children are sold into sex slavery. Some of the videos said they were made up, but a lot of the stuff really does go on all around the world, folks. That's not made up, even though there have been a lot of videos here. There hasn't really been a lot of racial, like crosses in the southeast, even though they try to make it look like that. But one thing that there is that a lot of crime has picked up on the bordering states of the U.S., where Mexico is, because there's nobody there to control it. And if anybody does try to do something, they will fire you. If you're a cop or a patrol person, you try to do your job. When they don't want you doing that, they just want you to leave the borders wide open. Because if you try to interfere, then you'll be, disciplined, or you'll be fired. And in some cases, you could be arrested. They have a place where ISIS just comes in any way they want right there. Nobody stops them. They have camps. They're all set up. I don't think they're just in Texas. I think they are in all 50 states too. If they have cells in all 50 states, they have training camps in all 50 states. I'm sure. I'm sure that's probably what they're doing, and they're rolling them out in all 50 states. Because, there's definitely a civil war that they're trying to create. I mean, Homeland Security just bought up another several hundred thousands, almost 1 million rounds of ammo. I don't know what they need it for. I don't know what they're getting ready for. But I can tell you, they're doing this because they want to have a war with the Tea Party people, with the Christians. It's like what we feared, and with the church people, and with veterans, and with Bible thumpers, and people that are constitutionalists, people that go against the establishment, the order things. That's what they're gearing up for. I mean, the Homeland Security bought a bunch of ammo too this week, and also they're doing this so they can put a freeze on ammunition, because they're buying all the bullets up at large quantities, so there won't be any supply for us to buy, and that's one way how they control the weapon usage. But see, what you don't understand, Obama, and you government outlaws that think you know everything, people have already stocked up with plenty of ammunition, and most people who are preppers, as you call them, have plenty of weapons and have plenty of bullets. So you can stop the supply, you can buy up all the bullets you want, but people have already long ago stocked up when the prices were low, because that's called being a prepper and being smart, as you call it. So people got plenty of bullets to take care of the people that are acting not like Americans, who you are coming after us saying we're not Americans, when really it's you evil doers in the government that shouldn't be in the government that are not being American. We're being Americans. We're just trying to defend our turfs and trying to keep the country free. You are taking every aspect of that away and throwing us in a tidal wave of tyranny, which is what we do not want. And that's what's going to push a war in this country. And you know this. That's why you're rolling out and militarizing the police, putting checkpoints in Florida and Texas and other places now. They're starting to go up everywhere. I seen a checkpoint here in Hanover County, too, last week. That was not a regular stop. I mean, they got them on the highway. There's cops on the highway standing there with their lights on, and sometimes they'll stop you for no reason while you're driving down the road, going regular speed. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, it's like it never was like that before. Also, there's a teenager in Hanover County that's been missing since Tuesday morning. She was seen with an older 18-year-old girl named Mrs. Shiflett, and she's also with two other 20-year-old boys, and one of them's a known sex offender from Chesterfield. He's black, and he's wanted here in Hanover County for questioning. We need to get this 16-year-old or 15-year-old girl back home with her parents as soon as possible. We do think there's ties to a trafficking ring, and that may be where this girl fearfully may be heading, which is really bad. I feel really sorry. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family here in Hanover. We're going to do what we can here at DeSilvis Media, because I have connections with that kind of stuff and with the FBI and other bureaus. You have my word. I'm going to work with the authorities, the police. We're going to do what we can to get your daughter back. I promise you that. Okay? I really mean that. I'm sorry that happened to your daughter, but we're going to get her back. I guarantee you. We're going to get her back. I'm going to make a promise. We're going to do what we can. Just pray, have faith. If you don't have faith, pray to God. And if you don't have faith, you as a parent of this girl that's lost your daughter, if you don't have faith, you need to go to God. Repent, go to God, and trust in Him. And trust in the authorities to do their job. And we'll do our job. We'll get your daughter back. I think we can. This just happened on Tuesday. There's still a chance we could get her back. She's so young, and she should not have gone off with that older girl. Chances are your daughter probably knew this girl. Maybe she met her at school because she was hanging out, because maybe she was recruiting other girls in the school, because they're sending girls out to these high school or middle school, because she's 16 or 15, so she would be in high school now, or middle school, depends on what grade she's in. But they're sending people out to recruit. I found out there's rings. I did some research just to share publicly, but also with Hanover County, because I'm sure they'll listen to this. And it's disturbing, but they're also rolling out recruits to high schoolers to try to pick up on teenagers to try to child trafficking, to sell them into sex slavery. And I hope to God that we can get this girl back before she ends up, out of this country. If she isn't already, I fear the worst, but I hope not, because there's still hope. She's probably still in this country, or they may be trying to get arrangements to get her out of the country because they're trying to, get her reconditioned to do this kind of work. She is a rather nice looking girl, and that a lot of them are looking for blonde and dirty blonde girls. That's the kind of what these sexual predators and pedophiles and Johns or whatever you want to call them, pimps are looking for, so they can use them on the street. And she may be in another city in the United States. She may not even be out of the country. They might have took her to move her to a different city. So your daughter must have had contact with this, because they usually contact your daughter before they do an abduction. So she didn't go by force. I think she knew the girl because she was friendly with your daughter, and that's how they lured her to get her in a car to take her away. And that's how it usually happens. So I want to tell you, we're going to do what we can to get her back, and my thoughts and prayers go out to you, like I said, and we're going to do what we can. So anyway, let's pray for that, and remember, hope we can stop these criminal pedophiles and sex offender. There's one that's with them that's a sex offender registered, and he's wanted for this in connection with this. So let's really, really keep our eyes out, and let's really all help together as citizens to help this family get their daughter back. And that's in the news. Please donate. Like I said, subscribe down below. Remember, you can watch for free, and you can subscribe for free. But please, if you feel moved, please donate, because we really do need your donations. We're independent media. I'll see you later. You can give anonymously. You can try our products and our services, and you can drop it off here at our right here at my business, or right here at New Hunter Church of Christ. You can drop a donation off here anonymously, and it won't be tracked. You can give cash, and then they won't be able to track it, and it won't be linked to you. Don't give a check or a credit card. But if you want to do that, you can too. If you're not worried about it, you just do it on faith. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it either. All right, this is Michael DeSilvis. See you later. We're going to catch these horrible people. All right. Take care. Bye for now. Shalom.